Hey guys, it's Matthew here once again, and I wanted to give you a quick little video about most of the endgame bosses, or just a few guardians that is, as well as Shaper, with a few tier, 15 and such bosses for the Frostbolt Elementalist sort of ignite conversion character, before I put up a, I suppose, guide tomorrow, or the day after, about how to build this character. Just wanted to give you a few more examples of gameplay, which has been stunningly stunning, while also being pretty damn fun and efficient. It's been very pretty, it's been very good to play, and the mapping has just been a breeze and a dream. It's pretty similar to Fireball, like I mentioned in the previous video, though I think it's more smooth to map with, or smoother to map with. It just feels a bit better, largely because of the micro, and largely because there's built-in pierce, and it just seems to chunk through monsters a bit more efficiently that way. That said, it's probably less single target than Fireball. At this stage, you can see, and you will see, that the single target is pretty good, it's adequate, and it's good enough for most boss fights in this game. However, it really doesn't hold too much of a candle compared to the Fireball videos that you might remember I've made in the past. Those certainly were a lot more impressive on the single target, but that doesn't really stop me from enjoying this Frostbolt character and thinking it's good enough to play. If you don't have the microtransaction though, honestly, just get yourself some goddamn Fireball and enjoy the same sort of playstyle, because this sort of projectile ignite based several projectile build really is probably one of the most fun things in the game right now, as an Elementalist especially, and yeah, it's just really satisfying to get into. So next up, I have a few of the Guardians to show. I don't have Phoenix to show because I already had a Phoenix fragment and didn't have a map at the time. That said, it would be pretty bad, but very manageable. Obviously, he cannot be ignited. It's just going to be a slow sort of run around and shoot him as you can fight. Without too much risk, to be honest, you should be able to kill him, comfortably enough, but it'll take like 3 or 4 minutes. Minotaur, for example, not at all much of a problem. We didn't really have the DPS to just go full face tank mode, so it's a bit of a run around, kite, and survive, which really isn't a problem, and DPS is good enough to get it down rather quickly anyway, but it's just not the same level of DPS as the Fireball, where you can just face tank and instantly kill him in about 5 seconds. It's a bit slower, but that's really not a problem. I will also mention that at this point, by level 91, I was completely deathless. I still was basically hardcore viable, not that I was trying that hard to avoid hard content, as well as all of the Guardians and Shaper ended up being deathless too. So we did end up dying a few times to some bullshit breaches in some really tough maps, but besides that, I mean, it's been a pretty damn safe character, and that's even with only 8 KES and not really focusing too much on the hardcore aspect of things. In any case, this is a Chimera fight. Now, he's pretty straightforward for us, really not much danger at all, except for the smoke phase. When he goes up in his smoke phase, we have no way of regenerating AES. It's just up to getting your Fortify up at the start of the phase, and then, shield charging around with your Quicksilver Flask up, hoping to find him throughout the smoke phase as quickly as possible. And I did manage to do that without too many problems, but there's definitely potential for it to get worse, especially on, badly modded Chimera maps. But the ads, as you can see, pretty damn easy. They die rather quickly. Just have your Orbis Storms down for the EE. Just have, try and keep your power charges up, and use flasks if you damn well need to. So here comes Chimera. What we're doing is just shield charging him over and over, proccing the Fortify, diving around and finding him in the smoke packs, and it usually works out, but it is a little bit sketchy. In any case, he does go down fairly easily to these ignite sort of builds. Yeah, DPS isn't amazing, but it's really good enough to not worry too much about bosses like this. The last thing I'll show you before the third phase of Shaper, which got pretty damn hectic, was this Hydra fight. Now, this was a corrupted Hydra map. She had like attack movement speed, there's burning ground, there's like resists, there's a few other bullshit things. So it was a goddamn hard fight, and I did this one surprisingly deathlessly as well, though it was one of the clenchiest maps I've done in a while, or moments I've had in the game in a while. And I did port in and out to reset my flasks at times, instead of log out macroing, because I don't really believe in that sort of thing. I do just take a portal out to reset flasks every now and again. One of the problems for this fight is we cannot use our golems, which is a big part of the build, 2 golems, because she then targets them and it really throws off your dodging game and makes it a lot harder. So in the coming days, I will hopefully have more of a guide about this build, but for now, enjoy the Shaper fight. Thanks for watching and see you next time. And this in particular was what I was afraid of. So we've just got to spam and probably press Diamond Flask at all times. Because otherwise the crits are just way too inconsistent. Five charges and they're about to go down. RIP. I think he was about to do that, yeah. Okay. They were bad ball drops. I was hoping for a bit better, but I don't know, ran out of time or some shit. Oh, god damn, I didn't see that ball. Ew, that's a bad ball drop. Whew. As long as none of these balls come creeping towards me right now, we should be fine. And yeah, I don't know about crit multi right now. I don't think my crits are consistent enough against him.
Milady.
Fucked up. Doesn't matter. CI. Lol. Kinda matters. Sana, survive, you wench. She's doing her best. Sana, survive. Get booked! I mean, GG, well played. Fair Justice, thanks for 3 months in a row. Still hardcore viable as far as the endgame bosses are concerned. Not too shabby. And an Agnar of North, which completes our set of 4 staffs. How good's that? Now we can do a Vinktars too.